Hello folks, this is Michael Voss, Dragon of the Southern Tier. I'm happy to be here with you today. And what you're seeing right now is, this is the B-roll. This is ahead of time. We've come down to the Binghamton Police Department to take a look. Now, many people may be aware, today is 4/20, which for many people who smoke marijuana, that's the 4/20 thing is one of their big things. And so we wanted to come down because there is a planned, and it is called this online, a pig roast, to quote the members of BLM, Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow, and Plot, and Antifa, who have circulated this event. That's what they're calling it, a pig roast, to celebrate the ability for them to smoke illicit drugs. Now, normally, because it is 4/20, and today is 4/20, this is the reason why they're doing it today, I wanted to take a look and show you. It is now just about 4:20 p.m. and this is the scene in front of the police department at Binghamton. There is nobody around. That's our former fire department, and as you go on through, you can see there's the police department, and you can see that there is an area that has been roped off. Now, we believe that that's because it's anticipation of the upcoming protest, the quote smoke out, the quote pig roast that has been threatened by these groups, Antifa, BLM, Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow. But because 4/20 is their popular thing, we wanted to check out if any of them had come down to actually try and celebrate being able to smoke marijuana in New York State in front of the police department ahead of time. The answer is no, they did not. So we're going to be integrating this at 7 p.m. is the scheduled time for the main event, where they expect that they will be coming out and they're going to be in front of the police department. There is an added concern and added level of interest about this today, because as we are speaking right now, somewhere between 4:30 and 5 p.m., it is expected that there will be a decision in the Derek Chauvin case, the George Floyd trial. And we have a belief that that may affect this event. We could see rioting in Binghamton, and we know there will be rioting in Portland, Seattle, Minneapolis, and throughout all of Minnesota. This is what Maxine Waters has called for. This is what Nancy Pelosi has supported. So it's a really interesting question of what is actually going to happen. We've now heard that Joe Biden has come out and said that he hopes that there will be the correct decision, which infers that a decision they don't like justifies violence to occur, and that is wrong. Courts, trials, evidence will determine whether someone is guilty or not, but it seems like, as the judge has mentioned in that case, that the presumption of violence, of threats of violence, are influencing this case and may change a judgment that facts could have a different opinion of. So again, we're putting this out. This will be combined with our live footage a little bit later today. At 7 p.m. we're going to be back out here, and we're going to see who actually shows up for this quote pig roast in front of the Binghamton Police Department. Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Michael Voss. I am the Dragon of the Southern Tier. I'm here with you with no sound bites allowed. And at the moment it's just a few minutes before 7 p.m. on April 20th. Now you may wonder, well Mike, why are you doing this live event? Why are you speaking with us? Well, today is April 20th, and previously there was a planned event at 7 p.m. today at the Binghamton Police Department by members of BLM and Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow, otherwise known as Plot. These individuals had expected and planned that they wanted to have a smoke out. Because pot has been legalized in New York State, they wanted to smoke marijuana, pot, in front of the police, somewhat antagonizing them. In fact, one of their leading members had mentioned on Facebook that he anticipated he might in fact get arrested because of the antagonizing nature. Now, this event has been uniquely called a, quote, pig roast, end quote. So we can see the intention of the organizers in BLM and in Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow, otherwise known as PLOT. And I'm here to cover it live, especially since we have just received the verdict in the Derek Chauvin case, which was all guilty pleas. How will that affect this event, which is scheduled to start at 7 p.m. for the members of BLM and PLOT? Will that result in the same kind of riots and disturbances that we're seeing in Minnesota? Well, we're going to find out in just a moment. So we're going to go and take a look at what is actually happening. Now, if you're wondering, I have respectfully kept some distance. They are across the street, as you can see, and they have a very small crowd of individuals. Now, again, I'm keeping a respectful distance for these individuals so that they have no worries, no fears. I'm not here to try and interrupt their protest, but I am here to let you see what they are doing and what they are promoting. Now, as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. There's about 25 people at this moment at the start of the BLM and Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow PLOT event. You can see they've put up a tent for their members, and they've gotten food, they have some music. I don't see signs, and again, I'm keeping a respectful distance from them to allow them to have their protest without interruption. As we can see, Messiah Andrews is here. He's one of the leaders. I believe that is Messiah Andrews. Nope, it is not. I stand corrected. Unless Messiah lost like 50 pounds, that wouldn't be him. I don't want to misidentify anyone. Now, some of these individuals were, of course, individuals that you may have heard about yesterday during the Binghamton School Council, Binghamton City School District Board meeting in discussing the indoctrination of 8-year-olds into the BLM mindset. But we will see. There may be members of that organization here. But considering that we've been seeing posts on Facebook that have said that individuals from Massachusetts were coming down for this event, it seems to have gathered very little attention. There isn't really a crowd here. There aren't a whole lot of people. And of course, since this is a public event, we are out in the open, they are on public property, and I see no reason why we can't record and share with you what they're doing. So surprisingly, so far, there's been no comment, no signs, any indication that they're aware of the Derek Chauvin trial. Again, this event is starting at 7 p.m. And again, we're not here to disrupt them. We are here to just see what they're doing, and keeping a respectful distance between ourselves and them so that they can have whatever event they wish. Again, this event is in favor of legalizing drugs, and I find this interesting personally, because when you think about it, they are encouraging our youth to become addicts to psychoactive drugs. They are asking them to be involved in something that will destroy the community, because we have seen consistently across the country it has. Now, you may disagree with that, but that being said, I still believe it's detrimental. We've never seen the real positive impacts of this. And I believe that as New York will learn, like in Colorado, when they legalize these drugs, we saw that there was an increase of 300% in the number of accidents while intoxicated. I believe that's Mary Parler. One of the leads of Citizen Action has arrived. So it is a political event. This isn't something that was just done because of goodwill. This is political. There are members of BLM and Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow here right now. And they are getting publicly intoxicated. I am wondering how many of these individuals will be driving later tonight. How many of these individuals will be behind the wheel of a car intoxicated while driving, which is a crime in New York State. And God forbid if any one of them were to get into an accident, which is possible. Hi, Mary. Say hi. She doesn't want to. So, while I am doing this live and speaking with you at this apparently peaceful event so far, and that's a good thing, let me ask you, what do you think? Do you think this is going to be a benefit to New York State? And I don't just mean in the sales. Yes, that's a new tax, there's new money involved. But is it actually going to be, sorry, getting messages here, is encouraging our youth and our community to be on drugs, is that a positive thing? Is that helping anyone? How do you feel about that? I'd love to see your comments on that. Let's see if I can get a wide angle of this for you folks. There we go. Nope. Sorry, I was trying to get a wide angle for you, but it seems the system won't allow me to do that. So the crowd has grown slightly. Let's see, there's about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. I'd say there's about 50 people now here at the event. And again, I do find it interesting. There's no comments about, even though these are members of BLM and members of Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow, we haven't seen a single sign, a single comment. Is that Donna Lopardo? Maybe not. I don't think that's it. I would be surprised if there's a woman in a black jacket, red hat. No, I don't know. That's not her. Again, I don't want to misidentify anyone that we're here. But I do want to make sure that we have an accurate view of what's going on. So again, I say it again. Does the community believe that having individuals high, will that help the economy? Will that help the community? Will that help people learn and grow? Will it help diversify our institutions? It's a really interesting question. I don't think it's been asked, quite honestly. I remember the words of former Governor Jerry Brown of California, and he said, and speaking about legalizing drugs, his response was, well, someone has to be sober. It's not a great idea. It doesn't help the youth. But again, you may disagree. But I can understand. They're celebrating the fact that they're able to enjoy drugs. You know what? In context, I want to put this in context. If we think about what happened yesterday at the Binghamton School Board, and the question was about indoctrination. and about teaching the youth, preparing them for the realities of the world. Let me ask you a question. Do you think children watching this event, children who have parents who are going to be now indulging in these drugs, do you think that's going to help them grow up to be healthy, mature adults? Do you think that's going to help them in their careers going forward? I mean, this is a legit question. I'm asking. I don't know. But do you think that would help your kids, having learned a culture of drugs and drug use? Will that help them to become more fulfilled and capable people in our society and even in our community? Oh, hey Marcia, thank you for the comment. And I do see Michael is watching as well. Thank you for that as well. Green line camera? Hi Mike. And I do like the comments. Thank you folks for giving me comments. But no. Members of BLM, members of the Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow have been very clear in the past in mentioning that they would like to cause violence to me. They've said that when I ran for elected office. They've said that to me personally over the last 4 years that they've been in our community. So no, I will not engage with them because they would take that as being aggressive and possibly try and cause me harm. I have no faith and no confidence in BLM or plot, and having known some of their members, individuals like Messiah Andrews, who's been arrested several times, most recently in Rochester, New York, for participating in riots and being arrested for rioting in the second degree. No, I don't feel a need to interact with them more than I have to, if that makes sense. Now you may disagree, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not asking anyone to agree with my point of view. I am asking questions though. And I do look forward, please do comment, don't be bashful. Go ahead and comment and tell us, gee, do you think that it is healthy for children to be in an environment, to grow up and have parents who are intoxicated, legally intoxicated, and that this is going to help them? Now you can say the same thing about alcohol, you can say the same thing about other drugs, and I know there's a lot of people who say, oh, well, that's not a good thing, that's not healthy for kids. Well, how is this healthy? In fact, I think it would be somewhat worse. But that's an opinion. You may disagree. Oh, I thank you, Marcia, for asking me to stay safe. Trust me, I'm being very safe. I'm being very aware of who's passing me by and who's around me at this event. Because again, I don't trust BLM, I do not trust Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow. I am familiar with their members and some of their tactics, and their tactics have been violent in the past, as we've seen throughout New York State. And the crowd is growing. As the sun is going down, they are getting more people to come on in. Sorry for the sunlight in your eyes, folks. So it seems that they've got a crowd. There are people who are excited about now being able to become intoxicated, legally intoxicated. Matt mentions, yes, I enjoy keeping people informed and letting people know what's going on in our community. I've asked this question also earlier, and I'll ask it again for people who are watching the program. How many of these people are driving? How many of these people who are now getting intoxicated publicly, something you can't do if you're drinking, can't be drunk in public, but how many of these people, when they leave this event, after participating in marijuana smoking, which is legal, are going to be driving away at the end of the night on our roads intoxicated? And what happens if even one of them gets into an accident? What if we see, as in Colorado, when they legalize drugs, that there's an increase of 300% in the number of car accidents and people die? What would we say about this then? If even one person gets into a from this event gets into a car accident, what are we going to say then? Was it worth it? It's an interesting question. It's a question that I want to ask because no one else seems to be willing to ask that. And I look forward to seeing your comments. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. I'm not asking you to do either one. I'm not saying to agree with me or disagree with me, but I am interested in hearing your comments. We are in this community together. We know there are more people coming, apparently, to this event, and they are driving. I know, people keep saying I should bring them on camera. Again, I will mention, members of BLM, members of Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow have threatened me in the past with physical harm during elections and privately. I do not trust them. I do not have confidence that they would not attempt to do so again. So therefore, I will not confront them and give them pause or reason to claim they have an excuse to try and attack me. They are not trustworthy organizations, in my opinion. So that's why I'm not walking into their crowd. I have no faith in them whatsoever. You might, and that's perfectly fine. You can. I don't. Is that news media that's also coming to cover this? Looks like the news media. I did see some, it looked like reporters taking photographs. So I'm not sure if they're also here to cover this in the nightly news in, like 30 seconds. I'm here to try and cover it completely. But I will say this as well. If any of the members of BLM or Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow, otherwise known as PLOT, would like to come over and explain to me what they think about the Derek Chauvin case decision, I'd be happy to cover that for you live. And if they come over, I will. What's that, sir? Do you mind being on camera? You're walking into my camera, so I'm live. No, I'll talk to you, but I just want you to know you're walking into a camera. So I'm giving you the choice. Obviously, everyone else is out in the open, but you came to me. So there is a difference.
I'm just trying to find out what's going on.
They're smoking marijuana because it's legal. They're doing it in front of the police office to make a point of that.
Oh, okay.
So that's it. And I know many of them are members of Black Lives Matter. They're members of, and matter of fact, they have a sign up for that. There's a sign for, as you can see on the tent, there's a sign for PLOT, Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow. So it's a political event. It's a political protest. And beyond that, sir, I have no other knowledge about this. Let me ask you. I don't know if you want to be on camera or not, but did you hear about the Chauvin?
Yes, I've heard something about that, yes.
Okay, you heard about the decision?
Yes.
Okay. May I ask you about it?
Yes.
Do you mind if I turn the camera towards you?
You can.
Okay. So, let me ask you, and you may have to speak a little louder because of the music.
Yes.
What do you think of the Chauvin case, the decision?
It was the right decision. Because it was force that was not necessary. That
Okay.
brought on that guy. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
So, in the 3 charges that were made, there was second-degree murder in second degree, which means that he intended to kill him, that his intention, the police officer, Derek Chauvin, his intention was to murder George Floyd. Do you think he walked to that scene and said, I want to kill this man?
Not in that, not necessarily in that.
Because that's what the charge means.
Right.
He intended, he planned to kill him.
Right. No, I wouldn't say that. No.
Okay.
But his reactions and how he handled
He
it.
caused the death because of how he handled it. Okay, that's actually manslaughter.
Right.
So you would think, is it correct that since he didn't, or at least to the best we know, he didn't intend to kill him intentionally, but caused him to die, that manslaughter is correct, but second-degree murder isn't. Is that? Am I understanding? Does that sound right?
Yes, it sounds right. Yeah.
Okay.
I would go with
There is no right or wrong on this. There is a. Obviously, we know George Floyd died. He was involved in that, so were drugs. There is a question there, so there is no right or wrong answer on this. I'm not saying that. But, okay.
But yo, my opinion right there, he knew George, and he knew George Floyd from the club.
Do you mind being on the camera? I'm live on camera.
He knew George Floyd from the start. When he met him in the club, when he walked up on the set, he would say, look, take my handcuffs off. I know I'm the manager, right? I work with him, right?
Yes, they knew each other.
Not being physical, but you know from the start. They like to never look back.
That's why I'm saying.
That's
just why I'm saying that manslaughter is the main cause that he should not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because he caused it, but right.
Caused that man. It's like
all that's unnecessary.
all that kneeling shit.
All you had to do is talk to the man, pull him to the side, look, man,
Well, let me ask a question. Does it make a difference to you? Evidence was in the trial. There was evidence that the knee was not on George Floyd's neck for 9 minutes. It was partially on his back. It was sometimes on his knee. So it wasn't just on his neck. Does that change anything for you?
Yeah, it changed a lot. When the man said he couldn't breathe, he should let him breathe.
Well, he actually said he couldn't breathe when they were trying to put him into the police car. Well, but he was speaking, and he was saying he couldn't breathe. So should that be the same thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Why I said it there? Because the bottom line is, the man told you across the room, okay, sit down in the car, let's talk. What's the situation on this 20-hour bill? Okay? 2 wrongs will make it right.
Okay. And again, I'm not judging anyone. I'm just
I'm
asking.
judging him because the fact he knew being an officer and you had time on the force, it ain't like you know rookie, you had 2 rookies. You should have handled it in a better situation than what you went about it.
Okay. Well, I think you guys were just. It's always interesting to hear everyone's different opinions about it. Obviously, everyone's been talking about it.
Too much racism going on as well.
There is too much racism in the world. That's true.
Like I said, if he would have thought better, he would have been in the predicament he is now. After then, he didn't care.
And that's false. That's false.
The cop or George Floyd taking the drugs?
No, it got nothing to do with the drugs. Forget about the man past what he did in the past. We're talking about
No, he was on meth and I believe fentanyl at that moment.
It don't even matter. It wasn't a situation where he was on. It was a situation of an accident. He could have talked to the man. You had to put pressure on him.
Okay. Again, I'm not saying there's a right or wrong answer. Everyone has a different point of view. Not everyone gets to say what they think.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, if I was there, I'm being honest in my opinion, I would have knocked that officer right on out. Because you hurt me.
Well, that would have escalated it even more. It gets even worse then.
Because I'm trying to save a life, bro.
Maybe, but
I'm concerned. Even though
I personally would not advise people to try.
You wouldn't be standing here right now.
Yeah. I would never advise anyone.
That's my brother, man.
I understand.
I'm coming from different cars.
I understand, but
That's a perfect example. That's a perfect example of what we're talking about.
it escalates. It gets worse and worse and worse. So that's why I would never advise that for someone. Not to say, hey, cops doing something wrong, tape them, hold them accountable, but I wouldn't want you to escalate it, you know? Because that doesn't help.
Just like I'm with you, I ain't gonna let nobody do nothing to you. That's my brothers. You got to go down together with this shit, bro.
No, I understand what
Because
you're
they
saying.
would have stood up for theirs, believe that.
I understand.
Come on, man. And
All right, gentlemen, again, thank you for taking the time to speak. Thank you. All right, so there was a couple of people's views on the George Floyd case, giving them some of the information about the evidence of what happened. And we do have I'd say the crowd has gotten up to 75, 100 people who are all getting intoxicated, which is legal in New York State, here in front of the Binghamton Police Department. Many of them, it seems, are individuals who drove to this event, who may well, because they have taken even one hit, means they may be driving intoxicated later. does that, and I ask again to the community who are watching this, does that concern you? Does that make you say, gee, I'm a little bit worried that people who've just gotten high are driving on the road? You know what, I do see some news media here. I do want to get a little bit closer. And let's see. Oh. And someone's going to be speaking. So let's get a little closer, safely crossing the street.
There's munchies, there's t-shirts. We're gonna have a Narcon training because that's definitely important.
Hey man.
Make sure you participate in that. Also, I was gonna say something else, but I forgot.
Vince Briga, one of our local newsmen, is in the area,
that you guys came
and he is joining us.
Please don't be shy. Meet people. Network is important. You know, because every time the city think they're gonna do some bullshit, we gotta pop out, right? Exactly. And I'm just gonna weed is finally legalized.
Oh, not much. I'm just taping the event.
Yeah, waiting for your events that you're doing.
Well, yeah, got that coming. Also trying to keep a careful separation. Not everybody here is friendly to me.
I know you, so I don't know where you are.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm worried about there's a couple of people I know that may do something to me.
I'll be here.
All right.
I ain't gonna go nowhere. I got you back.
I know. And I thank you for that.
I know you're wrong for the time.
All right.
Mic check. Mic check.
Oh, that is Messiah Andrews.
Guilty verdicts.
This is the individual who was arrested in Rochester, New York for rioting in the second degree.
First off, justice for Breonna Taylor, we ain't forget. We got marshals here. They're wearing the green tapes on their arm. They're gonna keep us safe. Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. If you got any questions or concerns, make sure you reach out to a marshal, ask them a question. If you see anyone who's attempted to infiltrate, we got some people across the street that might harass us, we'll deal with them. Just let us know, all right? We got trash cans all around and trash bags taped to the perimeter. Let's try and keep the space clean. This is still our community. These are our streets. Whose streets? Whose streets?
By the way, no one has tried to harass this crowd. As you've been watching this live, no one's done that.
That's the reason. All right. We'll be back. We'll be back with more trainings and whatnot coming up.
So I find it interesting that you mentioned that someone may be trying to disrupt their very public operation when, as you've been watching, no one's bothered them at all. So I find it interesting that they're setting the table and saying, hey, there are people who are trying to disrupt, and yet since we've been here before the event started, it hasn't. Hi, Masai. Oh yeah, Masai's just realized that I'm here and that I'm taping him. And it looks like he's telling people that I'm here and that I'm recording them. So, yep. So it seems Messiah Andrews is now letting people know that I'm here. He's pointing me out to the crowd. Not that I'm hiding. But that's alright, folks. That just means I have to keep an eye out for my back on what they may or may not be doing. How many of these people are driving later tonight? I keep saying that because I keep wondering. How many people are going to get on the road after being high? And there are more. So we've heard an initial comment about George Floyd. Let's see what else they're going to say. By the way, folks, when they said there are people across the street, he means me. And as you can see where I am right now in relation to the rest of the crowd. So that's how far away I am. But he was pointing directly to me, and he was mentioning to other members of BLM and Progressive Leaders Tomorrow that I'm here taping live. So I'm watching from my back on this. But I just want to give you an idea of the distance that I am from everyone at the moment. Again, I ask a question. How many of these people are parents? How many of them are teaching their children that being intoxicated is a good thing? Because I know that often people say, well, being an alcoholic is a bad thing. And so this drug use is okay then. It seems. All right, let's take a walk down. Yeah, I'm being watched now. I've been watching people identify me. Alright, I'll keep an eye out for that. But let's take a walk on through. Let's see who else is here in the crowd. Let's see. Besides Messiah Andrews, again, an individual who's been leading the BLM plot. He had invaded one of the events that I did last year when I was running for elected office, and also was arrested in Rochester, New York for second-degree rioting. And he's one of the organizers of the event. You see him in blue shirt, black bandana, with the yellow tape right now. Just so you know who it is who's actually involved in organizing these kinds of events, individuals who've been arrested for rioting. May not make a difference to you. But, you know, the public deserves to know. So there's quite a few people. As you can see, it goes back almost to the city hall, and then it goes all the way across. To answer to the Broome County Libertarian Party is asking me, wasn't there a planned event? There was. At 4 o'clock, this is the planned event. It is called, according to the messages on Facebook, this is a pig roast. That is their term for this, and their celebration. It was planned prior to the George Floyd. This is not about George Floyd. This is about being able to smoke pot, to smoke marijuana legally in New York publicly. So I hope that answers the question for the Libertarian Party. This is that event. And again, that event was advertised as a pig roast. They had anticipated aggravating the police to some degree. I hope that answers that question. But folks, if there are other questions, please let me know as you go through. I'll try and answer them if I can. And I will cautiously get closer to the crowd. Again, I know that members of Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow have been identifying me to their members, and so I'm being very careful because I do not trust them. Hey, Vince. Hey, how's it going? Hey, I'm live, sorry. I didn't mean. is Mary Clark, as I recall, from Citizen Action in the Binghamton region. Hello, Mary. I'm doing well. How'd you like the George Floyd trial decision? The decision. Huh?
I said I teased. I was teased.
Oh.
I said it was wonderful.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you heard what I was saying. That's why I
I
asked.
did. I heard
Okay. No problem. Looks like got a good crowd.
a great crowd.
Yeah. Anyone have any idea, or is anyone going to mention that no one should be driving while intoxicated?
I think people are going to do the whole program.
Okay. Hi guys. You have a question? Huh?
Just want to see how things are going over here.
Fine. I'm having a conversation. Is there a reason why 3 of you have come up on me now? Just walking right on over to me and like staring me down. I'm wondering, is there a reason for that? I actually know Mary Clark. Actually, I know many of the people here. Is there a reason why you're just coming towards me? Oh, and just so you know, you are live. So again, folks, just so you know, as I was a little worried about, and let me just turn this around. So folks, as I had mentioned, suddenly the members, their guard force, their green, whatever they are, they're basically they're watchdogs at Progressive Leaders Tomorrow and BLM have come to approach me and kind of intimidating, or at least attempting to intimidate me while I'm live with you because I talked to someone, apparently. And again, I'll show you, they're still here. They're not going away. They're going to keep following me because that is their normal tactic, to follow me wherever I go. Because they don't like you seeing what I show, apparently. And that's the third one there. We'll see how many of them actually decide to come around and just surround me for being at their event and watching them. Good job, man. Hey, what says if we start moving around, they're going to keep following us? Let's see if that happens. What's the red bandana mean? The red medic. Oh, hey, look, you're with me again. How you doing? Did they assign you to me? Is it your job to follow me wherever I go? Well, gee, I'm just watching you follow me. So I'm asking you a question. Is it your job to follow me? How many people did they assign? Oh, wait, we got another one. You have the same armband. So you're trading off people who are following me now? Would you like to comment on that? If you think I'm wrong, say it. You're live. Just tell people that I'm wrong. I now have 3 of them. Huh? Sorry? I can't place. I got 3 people at least that are surrounding me watching what I do. And all I'm doing is giving you guys, I'm just covering an event you did out in the public. But I'm the one who's concerned. You guys are surrounding me. which doesn't seem very peaceful. Did they even tell you why they want all three of you to be watching me? By chance, did they even say why you guys are watching me? No? Just doing as you're ordered. Okay, just following orders. You've heard what happens when people do that. But don't worry, folks, I'm staying safe. I'm watching my back and I'm completely, I got a good distance from everyone. The only people who are coming close to me are their guards. They're coming over, they're following me and coming close to me. I'm nowhere near them. So, let's see what they're going to do next. You're getting even closer? Oh, hey, how you doing? You may want to go over there because it's over there. Go ahead, dance for me. It's not on. They're trying to get free advertising, folks. Huh? I'm a political commentator. This is what I do. I'm press. No, actually, this is what I do. Yeah, this is what I do. Political commentary. I'm covering a live event. Covering a live event.
What's live event? You don't have a lot of answers, do you?
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to challenge you.
Trying to be a political commentator.
No, I'm covering an event where there's a legalization of marijuana.
Things are happening. What are those things, man?
Right? I'm not trying to challenge you. I'm not trying to challenge
I'm
anyone.
not trying to challenge you.
I'm covering it.
asking the question. What are you covering? What
You.
are you intending to cover it?
I'm letting the community know what's going on.
You're covering me. That's amazing. Listen,
Yeah.
I always wanted to be famous.
You're not famous.
I'm not famous. You're right. I want to be famous. You see,
That's good.
You're following the conversation. That's really impressive for you. But,
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, still hot. Hey, keep it hot. I'm not stopping you. By the way, folks, let me show you what they're trying to do right now. They have this gentleman now trying to put a sign in front of me so I can't show you what's going on. I have another gentleman, I have 1, 2, 3 of their members who are now surrounding me at the moment. So for some reason, since they're so not worried about it, they seem to be very actively trying to stop me from showing you what's going on. And I really wonder why they're that worried about it. It should make you be a little concerned. You're 6 feet away from me, right? I'm outside, right? That's why. Why am I not 6 feet away from you? Because I'm outside and you guys are coming to me. Huh? That's fine. You can keep all your stuff. I don't need your shit. Huh? Why do you want to know? Why do you want to know if I'm vaccinated? That's nice. Oh, hey, look, folks, they've gotten even closer. Look, they're even trying to block me now. This is how confident they are in allowing people. You've already been on the camera. They've already got your face. But this is what they want to do. They want you to be hidden. They're trying to hide you from being able to see things. Come on over. Because they're going to follow me now. Look at this. This is, see the intimidation they're trying to put out on you? This is what happens when you disagree with the LM and plot. They walk on over and they decide, hey, we're going to try and block you. They don't want you to see things. They want to intimidate people they don't like. Because that's what they're doing to me right now, as you're watching it live. This is the intimidation they want to do. Oh, you disagree, then you have to be punished. Look at them, they're trying to intimidate me. It's not working, but they're trying their best, and you're watching it live as they do it. Ken tells you that maybe they don't have the best interest, your best interest in mind, if that's the tactics they have to use. If their tactics were so above board, Why do they need to use these intimidation tactics? Why are they hiding their faces? Why are they backing away whenever they get put on camera? It should make you wonder a little bit about the people. Why are they doing the things they're doing? Is it really for your best interest? Because they seem to be very intent on trying to find a way to make it not in your best interest. Hey Charlie, you're not on the camera over there. How you doing, man?
What's going on?
You got fun there? It's a good crowd.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Smoking pot in front of the police station, just like we always should have been allowed to.
Just because I'm a human being. Wonderful, isn't it? So wonderful.
Hey, I'm not trying to stop anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few of them have a problem with me, though, it seems.
Oh, I'm sure.
You talk a lot of shit, bro. You talk a lot of shit.
It's American.
It is.
It's America.
You
They do
talk
too.
all the shit you want.
And so can they. Not stopping you.
Some people will get upset and say some shit. I'm not gonna be one of them, but you know.
We've had many a
I say some
conversation.
shit too.
We all have. We have many a conversation, and you know what? More power to us all. Do it again.
Yeah, there you go. Well, have fun.
Just wanted to say hello. Yes, folks, I know people who are here at the event. Some of them members of BLM, Plot. I find it quite interesting that they have so much fear. Look, there's my little tail there. There's my other one, and with the red backpack, and then there's the other one. So it seems real interesting that they're so intent and so afraid, and why they're so restrictive at the moment. They're trying to make sure people can't do things, that they're punishing those they don't like. It's kind of scary. Oh, they got me on camera. I'm already on camera. You already have my picture. But, you know, get a couple more. Again, this is another terror tactic. Oh, we're going to take your picture. We're going to spread it to people. We're going to let them know who you are. We don't like you. Pretty odd for a group of people who are asking for freedom, who are saying that, oh, they should be allowed to do what they want to do, but yet they don't want me to do something they do themselves. Sorry. Well, look, they're watching me still. They're just circling around me. It's like vultures. I wonder how many of them are going to try and follow me to go back home. Mind you, you notice there's a lot of people who are taking video right now. There's the news media that's been taking video. There are people who are taking pictures, cameras. And yet somehow they're circling me. You gotta wonder why. Because I talk about them? Because I don't agree with them politically? And yet that's a reason, a justification for trying to intimidate me, to use force against me? It's kind of scary. Oh, here they go again.
Happy 420, everyone! They finally legalized weed! Right, a bunch of people probably shocked that I smoke because I don't be smoking outside. I try to do what I can and I go to jail. But now we can smoke outside, right? And be outside with it today. So I'm glad you guys came and popped out to celebrate 420. So this is about pretty much giving you guys information, educating you guys around the law. And this is kind of my little spill how it's important sometimes to vote for people, right? Because this came to pass because of progressive people. This came to pass because somebody introduced the bill. This came to pass because we was outside and we did the work. This came to pass because we spoke up. This came to pass because we organized community and we came together. Right? So let's celebrate that. Because they ain't just wake up one day and say, hey, matter of fact, we wrong, let's legalize weed. They didn't wake up and didn't do that. They woke up because we had to hit the streets. They woke up because we had to scream. They woke up because we had to fight. They woke up because they finally realized that they was fucking spending thousands of dollars for a Nick bag. And my brothers and my sisters, it was twice as likely to get locked up and harassed from the cops.
I'm behind you, so I get ready.
You know, and I was traumatized by that. I actually got pulled over one day, and that's because my homeboy was in the passenger seat, right? And he looked like me, of course, right? So they wanted to fuck with us, and they was like, they pulled us over. You know what I got pulled over for? This shit is funny as fuck. Y'all know the roundabout? He told me I ain't turned my signal on the roundabout. That's what I got pulled over for. So I got pulled over right there, and he was like, I smell weed in the car. I'm like, first of all, I don't even smoke outside. You definitely don't smell weed, but if we was there like debating, and he actually pulled us out the car so we could get searched because he felt like he smelled the smell of marijuana. Now they can't do that no more. Right? Let's celebrate that. Now they don't have the tool to harass black and brown people lying and shit saying they smell weed in the car. Right? They don't got that tool, so now they actually got to do their jobs. Right? Now they got to come outside and actually go out there and figure it out. Right? Now they got to use their brain. So we no longer have to worry about shit like that, but they still can if you get pulled over and they feel like, oh, I smell the burning of marijuana, right? I gotta ask that. So they'll pull you over. The only thing they can do is search the passenger side. They can't go in the trunk. They can't go in the whole car. They can no longer body search you. They can't do none of that. But they can just search like the passenger side by the cup holder, shit like that. That's all they can just look. So if they lie and say, no, we can still search, you know your fucking rights. And there are gonna be little cars going around. Pick them up is important so you know what you can, what you cannot do, and know your rights around it, because that is very important. Because it just happened, right? The law just came into effect. So people that don't know, they might still be able to harass them. Because if you don't know, then you get in the bind. And if you got a little ticket last week or some shit for weed, it's expunged automatically. All right? And not only that it's 420, we also got a verdict today that we're actually happy about. Right now, because I was walking miles. Deadass, I was walking some real miles. Like I went to Rochester marching, got shot by pepper balls, rubber bullets, all types of crazy shit. Right.
I wonder if she was arrested along with Messiah at that Rochester riot.
Blocked traffic multiple times, y'all held it down and wrote it out. People have been organizing around the country since last year, just to make sure that this verdict came to pass. And we didn't forget about Breonna Taylor. We still need justice for her too. We didn't forget about her sis. And they had to make sure, they had to make an example of this man, because if they didn't, that little city that they in wouldn't even exist. It would have been the Bronx 85. I mean, I was born here. I'm telling my age. You know, I had to read that to get the information. But listen, it would have been her flight was ready. I was about to hop on the flight if it was something else. But we here. So what? Black lives! Black lives! Black lives! Black lives! Black lives! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! If we don't get it, shut it down! 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 If I don't get it, shut it down! If she don't get it, shut it down! If he don't get it, shut it down! If they don't get it, shut it down! Right? No longer are we gonna be asleep to anything. No longer. When they fuck with us, we gotta apply pressure.
So,
And it takes community to do that. Because I can't go and show up by myself. I can't go and show up with 3 people. We gotta show up with an army every time something happens. Because that's how we get victory. That's how we get justice. That's how we keep our peace. All right, I'm gonna let somebody else talk. I'm tired, man. But enjoy yourself. Please don't be shy. There's munchies, there's water, there's bracelets, and whatever.
but I find it interesting that when I, a black man, said something, well, they didn't want that. That's why I have the tails on me, as you can see, as the people who are following me. Yeah. You're perfectly fine. It's Black Lives Matter as long as you agree with whatever they say. But when you don't, then you start getting tails and people watching you, talking about you, trying to block you. See, there's my other tail right there. Just on the other side, watching me. Kind of interesting. Keeping me a bit boxed in. So that says a lot about them. And the Black Lives Matter when they agree. Not you, when they agree. All right, let me take a look at some of the comments here. Of course, one of the people mentioned in the comments, are they going to still burn it down? Yes, absolutely. They have every intention. And are they going to still try and use intimidation tactics to surround me? They are actively doing it, as you can see. They're still following me. They keep switching off a couple of people, but they keep following me. So it's all about whether you believe what they believe. Alright, I know who's calling me. I can't answer that right now. I'm live. The person who's calling me right now, stop calling. I'm recording live. realize he's the guy who had the sign before, who was trying to invade my space, asking about vaccines and COVID. Noticing all the people with the green armbands that keep surrounding me and watching me as they walk through the crowd, like that gentleman over there who just passed by and was staring down for a second. Very interesting crowd of people. Lots of attempts at intimidation. Yes, I do know people who are here, and not all of them hate me. You know, if you really want my picture, I'm already on. I'm searchable in every search engine in the world. People already know who I am. Put my name in, you will find it. Oh, you don't believe it? Type in my name. Every search engine. You'll find me. My pictures too. Oh, they're making goofy videos about me now. They got silly faces that they're going to be promoting. See, that's one of the other things they want to do. So they took my picture so that they can put in goofy pictures because they want to try and discredit. See, this is what they do. All Black Lives Matter until they want to make fun of you, until you disagree with them. Then they want to make fun of you. They want to discredit you. They don't want to surround you. That's the things they want to do. Kind of interesting that one black man with a camera is causing them to freak out that they're going to try and discredit me, to attack my character because they don't like what I have to say. It's kind of interesting. It tells you how much they must believe in their message. That one black man just doing what dozens of other people are doing, including the rest of the news media, that's enough to make them go, oh, we got to try and find a way to discredit him, to make funny pictures of him, to surround him and follow him. It doesn't sound like they're very confident in what they believe in. At least that's what I would take from that. Because if you disagree, the video's live. You can say whatever you want. Oh, see, now they convince people to say, what? I'm right here. I'm a coward? I'm right here. Now they want to call me cowards because I'm standing here. Notice I'm not going anywhere. I'm a coward because I'm here and I'm taping live. Again, they want to try and discredit you. They want to intimidate you. They want to try and make you feel like you should be afraid. And that doesn't say a whole lot about their message. Not in my opinion. Where's the rest of the news media? Seems like I'm the only news media still left. And it is starting to get a little darker. That's a little concerning. considering their attempt so far. And the contempt that they're displaying. Well, my buddy's back. He wants another picture, I think. See them trying to do another intimidation tactic? This is what happens when you disagree with them. This is what they do to people, black people, when they don't follow the plantation. These are the attempts they do. This is their tactic. Yeah, that's their tactics. Because you have to do what they say. You have to believe what they believe. Otherwise, well, then they're going to do something. Again, doesn't sound like someone who's a group or an organization that actually have a lot of faith and confidence in their message. That they instill it with intimidation, fear, mischaracterizations. Doesn't sound like a group that's very credible to me. Let me ask you folks, you're still watching? Do you want me to stay? Because I know they may come after me at some point. But should we stay, or is this enough for you? What do you think? Let's see how long it takes my tails to figure out I've moved. Let's see if they're gonna come. Oh, there's one of them.
Hey, don't you record me and then use this?
What? I'm recording it all. It's all live. It's been live for over an hour.
That's what's up.
I know. Hey, what's up, man?
Ken Butler for mayor.
Yeah, oh, hey, go ahead and sit on there.
I know.
There you go. How you been, Ken?
I'm all right, man. I know, I got to, I got to do
I know what it was. I know what it was. Mind you, I wasn't very happy about it, but I know what it was. I'm not freaking out.
Shock value.
I understand completely, and I wasn't. Did I ever freak out at you?
No. You kind of ignored me a couple of times, which is okay.
Oh. But yeah, no bad blood, man. No bad blood.
Not at all.
Okay. By the way, if people were wondering, what Ken was talking about, it was the attacks on me politically when I had run for elected office, and he was apologizing for some of the things he said about me because it was political. So there you go. That says that too. A-cab. That's on his jacket. A-cab. Interesting. Oh! A former councilman. Former councilman. Look at that. Hey! Oh, one of the former city councilmen. It's always good to see that he's enjoying the marijuana
Who streets? Who streets? Who streets? I almost believe y'all. Who streets? Who streets? Who streets? All right. I'm not ready to get back to my speech tonight, but I got some announcements we need to make. Because, I mean, this is a major win for us to be able to do this for all the reasons that I'm not going to repeat. Southern did an amazing job doing that. But I know a lot of us are probably still riding that high. Like a fun, right? From the Binghamton City School District shit show last night, right? Right? How y'all felt about that? Right. That's how I was feeling too. But I'm always so proud because no matter how long we don't get together, no matter where we are, we always make sure that we come together, we show out, and we protect our kids, we keep them safe, right? That's right. So, that being said, this is just the beginning. Because I could honestly make a very, very long list of all the fucked up shit that Binghamton City School District has done. All I had to say about him is boo, right? Yes, thank you. That was the end of
They're coming for your kids.
So, as you can see, we had one soul, really, one black sister holding it down for all of us, right? I mean, I gotta shout her out. We all know who she is, but let's clap it up for her unless she's not here. Because y'all know how hard it is to stand up to white supremacy, and she is constantly, for how many years, always calling it for what it is and standing up for them. And you see how they be treating her? Yes, exactly. Somebody felt that deep in their soul. But yeah, so we want to make sure like this is a year when 3 seats are open, which means we have an opportunity to put 3 of our people, 3 community-backed candidates in there to protect our kids, right? And to protect our interests. Because you see how those back the blue people mobilized real quick to make sure that they got to push whatever propaganda they wanted to do, right? Fuck that. Can I read a response now? I like that better.
Yeah, like when he got dragged out, I was better for that. I got
They are, I know, and I'm just not.
Come on, take more pictures. By the way, folks, he's back again. And he's into his little, let's make some fun pictures. Go for it, man. Okay. You can't discredit me. You can't mess with my character. Show whatever you want.
I know, anyway, I'm not a
Why are you not wearing a mask?
I know, I'm not even a comedian.
Are you 6 feet away from me? Are we outside?
I'm probably 5
But I mean,
Then move.
always say like, you know, joy is
Then move.
innocence.
I've been here first.
Black joy is revolution. Like, all that shit really matters.
We're here because of
I
us.
don't know,
What are you talking
you
about?
I was standing here for a while. You caged me.
I was like, hell yeah, like what you mean? Fuck that! Thank you.
20 viewers, thank you.
Because like, they put so many chains on us and sometimes we forget that we can take them off. That we don't have to live under their rules up to whatever their status is professionalism. We gotta do all that respectability bullshit. Fuck that. So, you know, I have to tell, you know, one of my mom's friends, I was like, yeah, I will be out there. I choose to be sober because a lot of other people aren't, so I need to like look out, you know? That's it. It's my job. You're welcome. But for real, because at the end of the day, I always say, like, we keep us safe. And that also means that when a lot of other people are not sober, some of us have to keep watch, and that's how we keep each other safe. So, we keep us safe, right? Okay, I forgot I started actually talking about the school board, and then I got on this whole tangent. Maybe it's contact time, because I'm not usually this scatterbrained. So yes, thank you very much.
You know what time it is?
You know, everybody's, you know, hurt and making sure I got to enjoy the festival. So, we have 3 open seats, which means that we have an opportunity to run 3 community-backed candidates. And I am very, very, very pleased to say that we have one here with us today.
That's a bad idea.
No, I said very, very pleased. I think that is very holding that for me. I said, I'm very, very pleased to say that we already have one of our own. Oh, you know what? Because I didn't say who it was. Maybe that's who it was. Is it that? No, y'all supposed to just believe me. Remember, I taught you guys for a very long time, like, listen to black women, like, what do we say goes? Right? Right? So if I say community Baptist, oh yeah, I said it. Whatever she said, that goes. So anyway, very, very long introduction to just basically say one of our own, and she's gonna just wave. Because, you know, she is saving her best speeches for Saturday. For Saturday, when we're gonna be out here doing our own teaching and doing our own speak out, because y'all know they cut us short, and they thought that if they made us wait till 11 p.m., we would all like fall asleep, I don't know, go eat dinner. We did all of that, but they don't realize that when it comes to black women, we will wait. We've been waiting, what, 400 years plus? So one more hour was not going to faze us. And did y'all hear that, though? It was like, I was like, the best thing is happening right now.
Actually, I have video of the school board meeting. She's misrepresenting what happened.
Back to back to back to back. It really was. It really was. And it wasn't planned. It was not planned. Like, that just happened. The ancestors were just like, the ancestors said, punto. That's it. We got it. All right. I'm done. I'm really done. Okay. So, Cecil, our very own Support Black Business 607, co-stamped, co-signed, community-backed, owner of Knox Grooming. If you have not had your pets groomed by Knox Grooming, not only are you missing out, I'm not sure how much you love your little, pets. I'm gonna put it really that way, okay? Because no one else, touches my 2 cats and my 2 dogs. No one else. And honestly, one of them, usually pees on people and sprays when they come home. And they're just nice and happy, so that's how I know. Like, if my pets say that you're legit, you're definitely legit. Because they're, shout out to the pets. So I'm just saying that because she's trying to tell me I'm talking so long, because she's one of those black people that don't like pets. Anyway, only I can say that.
Do I have to actually take
No, not pigs. What are they? I was saying, fuck that. So anyway, can you wave? And if you live in the city of Binghamton, now I really gotta get this right. If you live in the city of Binghamton, you need to find her at some point. If you are registered to vote, just go ahead and sign. If you are not registered to vote, there are a bunch of people around that you can also register to vote and then sign her petition. Y'all got that? So, how many of y'all live in the city of Binghamton? Just raise your hands. Okay, so basically, she should have all her signatures tonight. That's what I'm saying. Okay, very good. So if everybody does their job, listen to black women, she should have all of her signatures tonight, right? So, y'all just wave so we can see who you are. Okay, and then just find her. Please sign the petition. It's really, really, really important. Because as much as, we can make up a thing and pack every school board meeting, we really need to be in those rooms, making those decisions, and calling out white supremacy at every turn. And we also need to have our sister that's been up in there for 6, 7 years, we need to have her back. Okay? That's it. I'm done talking, and both in a moment. I'll be back. Yeah, hit it. Okay, my actual whole lot thought. Like I said, contact her. There is, Truth Bomb is out here, and they are doing Narcan training, which is very, very, very important. So if you are not trained, go and see those lovely people over there. There's like 5 or 6 of them, so y'all can actually walk over there, get trained, get your Narcan kits, and do your part. Oh, yeah, there you are. Okay. All right, so good. You can just wave. Wave. So there you go. And you can follow her as she walks that way. And that's it. I'm really done talking. Hit the music. And then the blunt after.
they, as people can tell from the, well, they're at it again. Hang on.
Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. Make some noise, y'all. Make sure you stand on the table for some of the
So, as I was saying, folks, as I was speaking at the school board meeting yesterday, and so she just misrepresented much of what was happening in that event. But as you can also see, this is a political event. They're looking to get members onto the school board. They want to take over your school board to indoctrinate your children, to give them their point of view about things. They're very happy about that, and they seem to be very clear on that. They are obviously more than willing to use intimidation, as you've seen them do against me, and that they've been trying to intimidate me, well, because I was just recording them. They're trying to discredit me. They're trying to make funny pictures of me so they can pass that around amongst their friends and laugh. We've heard individuals here say that they actually made up things when they were speaking when I was running for an election, and they made up stories about me, and they just admitted it. We just heard someone admit that. We know that we have several people here, so it's very interesting to see what they're doing, because Black Lives Matter if you agree, but if you don't agree, well, not so much. Hang on, let's see, and I want you to see, because here goes our former city councilman, by the way, is here as well. There he is. And I was just wondering, he's here and looked like he was imbibing. I wonder, was he using those drugs when he was an elected official prior to it being legal in New York? Was he high when he was in city council at meetings discussing things for the public? It's a question. So this has been the event. I don't see anything else much more productive. This has been a means for them to be able to go and get more. This is politics. This is about politics, folks. This isn't about just making a statement. This is about having politics. Oh, are they coming for me again? No. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye out because they keep following me. They've threatened me more than a few times. So it's kind of interesting. But it's starting to get dark and I don't trust them. And I have good reason not to trust them. They're not a very trustworthy, the members of PLOT in particular, Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow. So let me go with this. So, folks, it's kind of interesting. As you can see, they are still willing to burn down everything until they get their opinion. They've said so. You've heard it. You saw it live. They're willing to use intimidation tactics to try and silence people they don't like. So your voice doesn't matter unless it's the voice they have. If your voice isn't their voice, they're willing to use intimidation tactics. They're willing to try and discredit you. They're more willing to try and embarrass you. And you know that because you saw them doing it to me. You saw them doing that to me. So it's a very interesting thing to keep in mind. So it's not really about Black Lives Matter. It's their politics matter. Their point of view matters. You, not as much. And if you have questions or if you have doubts or if you have disagreements, they seem to be more than happy to say, well, you're going to be ostracized. You're going to be made fun of. They're going to try and embarrass you. They're going to try and bully you. That doesn't sound like a group of people who are very confident in their message. They aren't very confident in what they believe. They're willing to use the tactics that they actually say other people use against people they don't like. That's the impression I get from that. And they send out their attack dogs on people they don't like just because you happen to be there and just happen to be videotaping, not bothering anyone. So that says a lot about this organization when we're talking about BLM, when we're talking about progressive leaders of tomorrow. It's not a very good thing to say either. But these are some of my thoughts. And if you're wondering what I said at the Binghamton City School District Board meeting, video of it is up. You can look at it, it's 3.5 minutes. And I hope you found this to be interesting. I'm going to look at the comments in a moment. I'm going to have a video up so I can go out into YouTube and to the other formats. But until then, I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found it informative. And I hope everyone's going to be well. I hope everyone also gets home safe and no one drives intoxicated tonight. I truly hope that. I'll talk to you soon.